for a long time. Do you see update in your corner? Do you see update over on the right side? If you see update, that's because you need to update. Updates ain't no joke. Every time your computer show an update, update. Because that's how your computer stay active. Update, update. You
It
still
don't say nothing about update.
okay? It'll tell you later. You can't do it now anyway. You gonna knock. It's gonna knock you off the show. But it's fine because I've had to update in the middle of the show. I've had to update because it was doing the same thing. But today, July the 11th, bam, baby. It is Tuesday, July
I still
11th,
can't see you.
7:11. Can you all see me? I want
Let me
Tracy,
go.
Kim,
I'm going out and come back in.
can y'all see me? Put it in the comment. Can you see me and can you hear me? Because I can see me and I can hear me. I don't know what the hell Turk be looking at. Is he looking at? Wait, hear me. I don't know what the hell Turk be looking at. What the hell? I see, I see me real good. I see me real good. I see me so good. I'm like, yeah. No, not you, Tony. I need Tracy and Kimberly to tell me if they see me or Wellness. Do you see me? Yes, Tracy. Okay, gotcha. Not you, because you're in house. They're not in house. Of course, you see me, but they need to be able to see me. The people who watch, we watching each other. They need. Ooh, I like them shoes though, baby. Bye. Let me close that out. Look, I'm over here looking at shoes, just like me, right? So I'm here. Turk is
There
here.
we go.
I've been here. I don't know what he be looking at. That's why I say, what the hell is he looking at?
I wasn't looking at nothing because I didn't see you.
I know I was here talking all the time. I was even watching the show on my phone, and I was like, wow, what he don't see, because I was seeing me. They said they were seeing me. I don't know how come you couldn't see me. That was kind of weird. Um,
I had to go back out.
yeah, it's something going on. It might be an update. Might be an update. You'll see it after that. It might be on your address bar. That's the address bar. You'll see update to the right side, to the
It don't
far right.
say update nowhere on the screen.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes you can have a delay into your technology or in your internet that's bringing over the show. But it don't matter. We live now, baby. We live. And today is Tuesday, July the 11th. And I just got to say this. There has been a lot of stuff going on. Now, I just want to give homage to Tupac Shakur's stepdad or his real dad. It's uncertain. They make it seem like that was his stepdad. But Dr. Shakur passed right after he was just released from prison in November of last year. So he just passed, and Ricky Smiley had posted it. And I was like, wow, he just got out of prison. And sure enough, he listed that as well. He's like, yep, it had just been released in November. I was like, I thought so. I thought I had heard about him just being released from prison. And that was last year. And he just passed either yesterday or day before. So I just want to give homage to Dr. Shakur in honor of my twin birthday, uh, Tupac. We both share the same birthday, June 16th. Yeah, I just wanted to give homage to him. And there has been so much going on in the news, and it's a lot going on, y'all, all over the world. I mean, it's a lot. So But there's also a lot of stuff that's going on also, and I'll tell you all, this LGBTQ stuff that's going on, this is a distraction. I want y'all to know that. It's a true damn distraction to implement in our schools and in our to our children that they must choose a gender at a very young age when they don't even understand what the hell a gender is. These children have no clue what a gender is. It's just, oh, okay, you tell them. You understand it? Yeah, they understand it. Now tell them to break it back down to you about genderism. I guarantee you they can't. Yet they'll sit there and say, yep, they understand it. And the adults that's teaching them this stuff will say, oh, they understand it. I guarantee you these kids don't. They are imposing gender selections on our children, and it is being done right up under our damn nose and right in front of our face. And one of the things we're here to talk about today is genderism and the acceptance of genderism. Now, I'm going to tell y'all like this. I don't trip on nobody's selection of what the heck they want to do with themselves. But when it comes to imposing on what I feel and disrespecting my thoughts and my things, my concerns or my thoughts, and if it's a disrespect, then we can't have a conversation. But if it's a respect to who I am and allow me to be who I am and to say what I say, then we can have a conversation. But in the meantime and in between time, I roll with God. I don't care how you look at it. I'm a person of God. I love all people. I don't care who you are, how you look, what you say out your mouth. Just don't disrespect me and how I feel about certain things, because I ain't gonna disrespect you. And that now we're gonna have a really good accord on that point. So now we're gonna go into a conversation today that's about transgenderism and about the acceptance of transgenderism and about the imposition of LGBTQ transgenderism on children that don't even understand what transgender is, bisexual, heterosexual, or any sexual. They're children. I agree to let them play because kids don't slight anyway unless they're trained and taught to slight. So they don't give a rat's ass if you are transgender, a bi,
Sure don't.
a heterosexual, a white dexual, or black smexual, or whatever exual you is. They don't give a rat's ass about that. They are kids, and all they want to do is play and with each other until, once again, the imposition on their little brain comes from some grown ass person that
Mm-hmm.
wants to impose their lifestyle on a child. Well,
On a
see,
child.
want to be,
Hello.
you gotta want to be this because this is what I am. No, no. Take your frantic, paranoid ass, excuse my French, y'all, but it's paranoia involved with this LGBTQ thing also. I'm calling it like I see it. It's a lot of paranoia with those that are, and with those that ain't, and with those that want to be. Why is there paranoia? Because do you think what you're doing is wrong, or do you think so, such and such, or whatever? But it's, listen, do you, but don't do our children. Let our children do them and stop imposing on them racism and hateism and all the rest of these isms. Stop bringing up. You train a child up in the way they should go. They are never looking and play and tease anybody because they won't know to tease anybody because they won't hear it from grown ass people who show their tease abilities and all of that and how they slight other people. Children learn that from adults. I don't
Yeah.
care what you say. And if another child says, I learned it from another child, that's because that child learned it from an adult. Children don't know to slight people because of their sexuality or their color or any of that. They don't even trip about the hair. That comes from their adult family members too. Oh, your hair is different from mine. Only thing comes from the adults is the ignorance that's imposed on children. That's what comes from adults, the damn ignorance. And I'm here to tell you it is. We put it on our kids, and we keep putting it on our kids. And now they trying to raise them and teach them this shit in school. For what reason, I don't know. If you let the kid be a kid and stop raising them up to be racist and hateful and all the rest of that, and discriminative, then they won't even trip about the texture of my hair from the texture of their hair, the color of my skin from the color of their skin, the way you want to be, even though you look like a girl or look like a boy, and you want to be the opposite of. They don't even trip on that. We tripping on that, not them kids. That's our mess. Grown-ups mess when we get through bumping our gums. Okay? And it's ridiculous that they're teaching these kids this stuff. They need to let these kids be kids, play with toys and all the rest of that, play with each other and love on each other instead of teaching them this crap. You don't teach them that. You let them see love and let them grow into love and let them choose when they get old enough. But anyway, we're here to talk about it. And Tony say it's wait. Okay, I can see. Okay, good. It starts from marketing and blue and pink colors at birth. It starts from marketing and blue and pink. Okay, I see. So much flooding in many places. Yeah, it is a lot of flooding. I'm going to get off of that too, because they have closed a lot of our underground sewage systems. They've closed off the overflows in a lot of these states. That's why there's a lot of flooding going on too. Yeah, there's a lot of water, but it's a lot of other stuff that is done by man, okay? And that's it. And then let's go with Tracy say facts 100, right? In the story. Kids abuse and bully each other using the word gay or saying feeling like their gendered peers aren't conforming to the norms or they are being weird kids. And
how old are kids you talking about?
But kids have learned that from an adult.
Yeah, because they don't know what gay is until somebody tells them. They don't know what transgender or none of that is until it's taught.
Until we tell them.
They don't know nothing about heterosexual because they ain't talking about sex. They have to be taught.
Should they see heterosexual love as often and equal and comfortably as homo? He said, should they see heterosexual love as often and equal and comfortably as homosexual love? Should they see, hey, Karen Dickerson, y'all, Tracy, lots of fire. Also, yeah, it is. Frugal, Jonathan, all of y'all, good morning. Daybreak, everybody. Thank you, Tracy Cunningham, Kimberly Mixon Dixon. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to all of you guys. I hope I ain't leave anybody out. No. So it's a lot involved with that. And we bringing Tony on because there was a conversation on Messenger that involved me for some reason. I be so busy. I don't really have time. Y'all, I got a mortgage. Okay. God knows, water bill, light bill, gas bill, insurance, property tax. I got all this shit to think about. I could care less about your sexuality. I kid you not. I could care less about that. And adults, all of us adults need to just.
And why they worried about what the kids think about their sexuality? Leave them kids alone. That's the point I was making.
Let live. That's all we need to do. Live and let live and stop teaching people bullshit. That's what I'm going to say. End of story. Because it's a bunch of mess when you try to impose on kids or when you stop teaching them stuff like that. And let them live through it. Let them deal with it as it comes. We weren't taught that crap coming up. Oh, we had to learn, and then we started asking questions. That's why is they? Because that's what they choose to be. And then we didn't have no funny film. We didn't mistreat homosexuals in our day, Turk. I don't remember us mistreating any of them.
And if you did, if you wasn't careful, you will get your ass beat because the homosexuals, if they had to fight a lot, they knew how to fight.
Right.
You would get your ass whooped, then you get your butt whooped, and you embarrassed because you done so-called let the homosexual beat your butt. So then that belittled you.
Tracy, okay, bills. That's more important to me than anything. All the rest of the stuff, baby, bye. It ain't paying no bill. It ain't
And I ain't saying they got to go to martial arts school or nothing like that, because everybody on this planet got somebody that's gay, LGBTQ, or something in their family. So it's accepted. This is what I don't understand. Why are you still pushing the agenda? You don't want to be equal. You want to be over. Instead of, because if you don't want, don't crack no jokes about nobody gay, baby, bye, all of that. But you can crack a fat joke, you can crack a black joke, you can crack a Mexican joke, you can crack a nigga joke, and every spick or whatever. It's widely accepted. But as soon as you say something about LGBTQ, then it's a problem. Oh, they ready to sue and come and shut you down. Because when you come up against LGBTQ, they will shut you down because they're in power.
So
and they have a plan they have implemented since the 60s. They started this in the 60s because they realized we're not going to be accepted. Because before 1970, if you were a man thinking you were trapped in a woman's body, they deemed you to be mentally some type of mental problem. And the same with a woman. But after 1972, those laws were changed. But see, a lot of people misunderstand what the homosexual agenda is. I understand it because I have researched it. But my opinion of what I deem as right should be respected as well as what you think is right.
Of course.
See, just because you LGBTQ don't mean that you should look down to somebody else because they heterosexual, but that's what's going on. All the heterosexuals, they've been pushing us for so many years. And I'm not saying all of them share this type of attitude, because they don't.
No.
It's only a chosen few that want to push this agenda to where, okay, heterosexual here, LGBTQ supposed to be up here, instead of it being balanced. See, that's where I have a problem. Okay, don't teach about heterosexuality in school, but you want to teach about two daddies and two mamas. Okay, so where does the balance come in? Where's the equality come in?
Exactly.
Man, who the hell is this? Let me mute my phone.
Okay. And because we are talking about this, we're bringing Tony Payoga on because a lot of this got started with Tony Payoga and our messenger and some of. I don't even know it's another person on the chat.
How are you today? I'm good on insurance. I know I was looking, and I'm still getting calls, but I'm good. Oh yeah, I came in off of web.
Yeah, well, don't worry about web pages. Just disconnect. He's good. You on mute. You were on mute, then you came off mute, then you told him you was good with your insurance. Then you went back on mute. We are human beings at the end of the day, women and men, all God's children. Okay, that's the point I'm making. It's like, why is there such a big issue about this? If we stop raising, if first of all, let's get all this racism up out the damn air. Let's start with that. Then we can come back to discrimination. And in that order. But let's bring, let me pray first. Everybody, let's blow out before we bring Tony on prayer in. And let's take a deep breath in and hold it for a count of 5 and then blow out. Exhale, inhale. deeply. Hold it. Exhale. Take another deep breath in and hold it. Exhale. Take one more deep breath in and hold it. Exhale. Oh, dear Lord, we come together, humbly gathered before thee, saying thank you for another brand new day. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord, for giving us life, breathing breath into our nostrils, allowing us to live and come through all the hails and storms and fires that we've had to come through. We thank you that you've held our hand and walked with us and guided and directed us. Lord, we thank you that the healing of our land is taking place right now. We thank you that you're intervening of all those who care and concerned and love is taking place right now. And all the prayers are going up, Lord, from all the people in regards to life on this planet among all people. And we thank you that we know that racism rears its ugly head and discrimination and all of the things that come about that keeps people divided and at wits with each other. We thank you that at this very moment, you are working on behalf of squashing all of that ignorance from the minds, from the hearts, from the bloodstream of all those that carry it. We thank you that you've gone before us already, clearing our roads, our grounds that we tread upon, the airways we may be flying through, or the waters that we may be sailing across, to make our arrivals of destination safe, sound, and complete. We thank you, Lord, that you've already went inside each physical body, touched the brain of those that need to understand and learn and adhere. We thank you that you've touched the body and the blood and all, and just healed all that are ill and diseased at this very moment. Lord, we thank you for an abundance of things in life that if we go on right now, we'd be here for hours going through the thanks in regards to everything. Our eyes, our eyelids, our lips, our tongue, our ears, our nose, our hair follicles, everything. It would take a lifetime to sit up here and talk about it. So we thank you for all things and everything and the dealings of things and allowing us to deal with it and helping us through it, Lord. We thank you. We all come together in the mighty name of Jesus, and we know that you are at work right now on behalf of us, clearing the roads, cleaning up the floods and the storms, cleaning up all the fires that have burned and destroying people's things. We thank you, and we know things are going to happen because they're meant to be. It's destined to be. But we thank you right now in advance for all these things that are going on right now, and for all the things that you're doing in the midst of, in the preparation of. We thank you. And we all come together in Jesus' name, and we all say amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. For the thanks of God. And let's bring on Tony. People are our greatest resource. Tony P. Yvette, hetero still look down, not all but same. I do not agree with exposing children at all. That is a form of molestation in my eyes. I don't care what they say. Let a child live like a child. I agree.
I do
And,
too.
and that's from Yvette, who is LGBTQ. Okay. And I agree, Yvette. And Carla say, my problem is why is what they do sexual or privately with their own body. We don't need to know, but when you come for the babies, you're wrong. They sit in their song, why? Why? I don't understand either. It's a you're molding a child's brain
You're confusing a child's brain.
I'm
That's
confusing
what
it
you're
like hell.
doing. Let
Yeah,
them
that's
talk about, oh,
right.
well, let them make
You
their
said
own
yesterday they
decision.
understand more than we think they do.
But the point
What
we're
do they
making,
know about sex? They
it's
don't know
not
what an
about they
orgasm is,
understand.
nothing.
They will
Why
understand.
are we talking about teaching them sex?
Hold on. First of all, let me go in here. Hold on, wait. Let me say this. First of all, if I'm talking, I'm talking. And I'm gonna be respectful. And that we're not getting ready to go into no control issue here. This is my show. But we're gonna have a conversation. And we're gonna talk and we're gonna be cordial. And we're gonna give each other time to say what they gotta say. We're not gonna control it and take all long time to say what we gotta say. We're gonna get points out and we're gonna talk. But we're gonna talk. We're not getting ready to argue. We're not getting ready to take control. We're not getting ready to disrespect. When I step in, I want to be recognized as me stepping in on my show. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. And now we're going to clear the airways with that. Okay? So now that we got that out the way, and we're going to respect and acknowledge that. Okay? Now, the thing we're saying is that children are innocent. They do know more than a lot of times children do know, but they only know from what we tell them. Once again, it
Or
is
what they're taught
using
from
on their
TV.
brain.
They
Let
see
the
TV,
child,
they watch the
our point
computer.
is let a child be a child first. Let them grow into fun and games like your children. They're running around barefoot, fun and have fancy free. They're doing what children do. They see each other, they're playing. They see other people, they're playing. They're not tripping on colorism and all of that. They out there playing. They not tripping on dirt and mud. They see worms. They doing they ants. They playing with everything. We adults are putting this on children, growing them up too damn soon and not allowing them to have that one moment, that little short time span of childhoodism. What just want the kids to play? They ain't gonna be able to do that once they get a certain age. It's over with. And that continues on. Adulthood is the longer part of their life than childhood. Okay? That's the largest part of their life, adulthood. They're gonna grow into all this. Let them be kids at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let them be kids. Stop teaching these kids how to be prejudiced, how to be discriminated. Stop talking about, because see, it's adults. When children hear adults say, oh my God, isn't he weird? Then they start saying, oh my God, isn't he weird? Otherwise, they won't be saying that if they didn't hear us say it. Let's keep it real.
I've got
That's
a
true.
general thing. I used to say that until kids go to school, 100% of their influence comes from the home or what the home allows.
Yeah.
I think that's an important distinction to make because you've already asked, I think, at what age? Because, I just came in ready. So we already talked about what age. I think it's important to make a distinction between that age as being a first age of something. Once a child enters public schooling, once a child enters a public situation away from their parents where they are being taught everything with other children, it's no longer about what their parents have exposed them to alone. We have bullies in kindergarten.
Because they come from a household of adult bullies who teach
where
them
they're
that.
being abused.
Point made. So hold on. Hold that thought. That is the point I'm telling you. If we get a first of all, the big push should be on national TV and in these schools should be to these damn parents who have been screwed up themselves. The adults teach the children. I don't care. Kids don't learn ignorance from kids unless they've been taught ignorance in the household. And that comes from the adults.
What about fear of the unknown?
A lot of times, ignorance.
Kids don't have no fear of the unknown.
No, they
That's
don't.
an adult.
My rule is that my kids can fall off of anything they can climb onto. That rule has expanded to some psychological things, but I disagree with that. I think there's healthy curiosity and there's healthy fear. And
I believe there's healthy curiosity and there's healthy fear. And there's only curiosity if there is something that has been said once again. Now, kids gonna be curious anyway. I want to touch that. Look at
Because they
that.
learning everything. They like a
They're
sponge
learning
when they
everything.
little.
So they're tripping into everything. But do we need to train children up to know about heterosexualism, homosexualism, bisexualism? No, not at that tender age.
I posted something on the message that got sent to your inbox was just like, oh, hey, this is a good chunk for me to say, let's talk about it. It started from a Facebook post. And in that post, in the thread and stuff, I had a good question, which was, oh, actually, I got it here in another tab. It said kids shouldn't be exposed to heterosexuality in mass media at least before 4 years old. My kids started pre-K at 4, so I'm using that same age.
How do you stop that with mother and the father in the house?
Every Disney movie with a princess is romance themed and sexualizes our kids. There are so many princess movies where the whole movie is about her and her prince being together. That is the purpose of the movie. And it's marketed to kids. And it's marketed to kids before school.
Okay, but I will say this. I agree with that. It is a lot marketing about her and him being together. But initially, let's go back in time, okay? Initially, first of all, do you believe in God? You believe in God, right?
Oh, yes, of course. I didn't know if it was rhetorical. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, let's go back in time. God made man and woman, right? And that we should come together and be
for procreation.
In procreation. 2 men can't procreate, 2 women can't procreate. So let's keep it real now. If it would have come from God that Adam would have been with Arnold in the Garden of Eden, there would never have been any procreation. Or if Eve would have been with Alicia in the Garden of Eden, they wouldn't have procreated either. Now, they'd had what Mother Mary come up with baby Jesus, that her husband never made love to her, and they like, well, how she get pregnant? She just getting married. Oh my God. See, God knew when he made us that we was going to be some effed up creatures. He knew it. He said it.
Well, see, homosexual didn't appear in the Bible until 1946. So, and we got on it a little bit when we talked about transgender rights before.
You know what? You're wrong on that.
I'm wrong on that. Okay, well, yeah. Let me know what source
let me tell you.
Let's talk about it.
I'll tell you which one. An original story of homosexuality. Do you remember when the angels had went to this town and they were going to see
you mean Sodom and Gomorrah?
The guy whose wife got turned into salt?
Lot. Mm-hmm.
Lot. Do you remember when it was 2 angels that went to see Lot, and the people in the town came to Lot's door and was beating the door down, and it was all men, and they were looking for the 2 angels. You know why they was looking for them? Because they wanted to have sex with those 2 men. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. That's way before 1946. So you can't tell me that homosexuality was not in the Bible until 46. That's wrong.
I can certainly.
In Sodom and Gomorrah, it was homosexuality being committed on a regular basis. That's in the Bible too, before 1946. As Linda Shaw just put in there, Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodomy. That's a hyphenated word from sodomy. So let me let me explain something to you. And I don't want people to be mad at me because I treat people the way they treat me. What your sexual preference is, which homosexuality is your preference.
That's your
So
preference.
do what you do.
About it for. I ain't getting no orgasm from it.
You know, I don't care what a person does in your own privacy of your home. But it's homosexuality, no matter what nobody say in my mind, is sexual perversion. If you committing oral sex and you're heterosexual, that's a sexual perversion, because sex is supposed to only be intercourse, not sodomizing, not oral, because that ain't why God gave you a mouth to eat coochie and suck a dick. That's not how it is rolled. But it has been integrated into sexual pleasure because it's went from being a thing of procreation into pleasure. And when you go into the pleasures of the flesh, you go into perversion. Now, this is my opinion. Can't nobody change this. Everybody got their own opinion. I ain't saying you wrong. I ain't saying I'm right. I'm just giving you my version of what I think.
Okay.
Now,
and like
but
Jonathan said, Turk is correct. I can remember the first time I read that, I said, "Oh my Lord." That's what Jonathan said. And then I see what you put in here, Tony. Isaiah 1 equates the sin of Sodom with oppressing marginalized groups, murder, and theft. Jeremiah 23:14 links it with adultery, idolatry, and power abuses. Amos 4:1-11 and Zephaniah 2:8-11 compare it to the oppression of the poor, as well as prideful, and mocking behavior. Now, Daybreak then went and got her popcorn because she say this is something she want to watch. So, she put her little popcorn and eyes like, ooh. Linda said, learned behavior. Same thing I've been saying. We're teaching this.
Yes.
Learned behavior. Agreed. Tracy said, agreed. Now, Tony says, now this was the sin of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters were arrogant, overfed, and unconcerned. They did not help the poor and needy. Ezekiel 16:49.
Even gluttony. Gluttony is a sin.
Yeah.
Now, Turk, you said a lot about, I listened to you after you were correcting me.
Oh, I didn't correct you. I just voiced my opinion. I didn't correct you.
You said it was wrong. I told you
yeah, I did.
Didn't agree in the Bible. You said I was wrong,
right.
And then I sat and listened to you for a while.
Yeah. About your time
go ahead.
Because it does start a lot sooner in the Bible than the 40s. I mean,
go ahead, Tom. I'm listening.
Time, actually.
So, although we disagree, and you just gave the whole Sodom and Gomorrah story, I gave a few other verses there. I also can post a whole website or look up other articles if we need to. We have both studied the scripture before, and we have different opinions about it. We can both pull up evidence on evidence about the scriptures. There are biblical scholars who spent their whole lives on things and disagree about what it means. So, instead of calling you wrong, I'm just going to say I disagree. I disagree, and I presented some evidence about that. I put some scriptures there. I can put some articles there, but I said, and I stand by the fact that homosexuality was not listed as a sin in the Bible until 46. Until 1946, the Bible did not list or have homosexuality as sinful behavior in it.
But that's not what you said. When I said you were wrong, that's not what you said. You said homosexuality was not in the Bible until 46. You didn't say that it was listed as a sin. Okay,
I'll make it worse for you. I believe homosexuality is celebrated between David and who was his partner?
Absalom. That's what you're talking about.
So instead of saying homosexuality wasn't
you saying two men can't love each other
without it was only positively mentioned in the Bible. I can push it that direction. Perspective works in that way. Like
if you're looking at it like that, like you say, that's your perspective.
Yeah, and my
Let's go into the movies. Y'all remember all the God movies, all the Christian movies they would show on television?
Mm-hmm.
Gladi, and none of them depicted anybody black. And y'all remember Yul Brynner and all the rest of them,
Jesus
right?
was never depicted as a man of color.
Huh?
None of those people were depicted as people of color,
No.
but yet they were all in the continent of Africa when this was going down. So
Yeah,
how you were living in Africa, but you like bright and blonde hair?
but we ain't gonna even go on that one. Bright white, damn near, bright light white, damn near, whatever. But anyway, the point I'm making is that if you ever watch those movies on television, they're vulgar in a sense. You had all these big old gladiator men, rawr, rawr, and grabbing each other. We don't know what went on in them caves. we weren't even living.
They was in jail.
We don't know what went on with them people, but we know one thing: something must have been going on. Now they say that they used to mess with the sheep. They used to mess with each other. So homosexuality has been going on since the beginning of time, if you ask me.
Sexual perversion has been going on since the beginning of time.
Yes, got to call it perversion, because when you think about it from the Bible standpoint, it's not sexuality. It is perversion.
Not until 1946 it wasn't.
But in the Bible,
yeah, I've got the scholarly proof.
No, it wasn't made a sin until 46. That's what you're saying, right?
You called it perversion.
Because perversion was already in the Bible. They talk about sexual perversion. And that's why I mentioned Sodom and Gomorrah and the men that wanted to have sex with those two angels, because they found them attractive. So they wanted to have sex with them. So if they wanted to have sex with them angels because they thought they was men, you think they wasn't having sex before then? If you're a sodomite, what are you? That means you sodomize people. That means you're having sex anally, whether you're imposing sex or whether you're giving it to them. And the only way you can impose sex is if you have a penis. A woman can't impose sex because she don't have to be aroused in order to have it. A man can impose his will on a female, and his penis has to be hard. So a woman can't say, she pull a gun, you better give me that meat. What's gonna happen? That's what's gonna happen to your penis, because fear destroys an erection. So I'm just saying, there was sexual perversion in the Bible ever since it was written.
Fear will destroy an erection. It can bring it up also out of fear just because of the alertness of it, but it's not like
no T. Sex. That don't happen.
You know,
if a man is afraid, even if he's scared of the woman, his penis is not going to get hard. It will not be rigid.
I disagree, but let's make sure. Because
so somebody pull a gun and threaten me with some sex.
You gonna give it up, okay?
Okay. No, let me stop acting silly.
Wait,
this is a serious conversation.
I got to go back to Yvette for a minute, because Yvette put something.
Jonathan say, where did your facts come from, Tony? On 1946.
No. Wait, before we go to that, first let me go up. We missed too much here. First of all, Yvette said manipulation of the mind is what they're doing now, trying to make it seem legal to manipulate children and to same sex. And mind you, hold on. Here is an LGBTQ homosexual woman, okay, who is telling us now. You gotta listen to some here. Because here's a person that is living this life you're not bisexual, are you, Tony?
Nope.
Okay, so you heterosexual, right?
I am pansexual, which is close enough.
Okay, so I don't know what the hell that is, but
pansexual, that means you accept whatever love is given, right?
It means gender isn't important to me. However, I have penis aversion. Like I've talked to my friends and stuff about it. I've been deep
So
into
do
the
you have sex with men?
No, and I'm not homosexual because I'm not attracted to a penis. However, I'm pansexual because sexuality itself doesn't matter to me about gender. I just know I don't want a penis.
Okay, there we go.
So that means, in my book, you heterosexual.
Sexual. End the story. Okay,
So my gay friend,
because you're not having sex with men.
But if my gay friends blow me, am I still heterosexual?
Just because
I like me some man on mine. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I'm strictly okay, and I'm just gonna keep it like that. And I give women compliments because I see a beautiful woman, and I'll tell her, "Girl, you are gorgeous. Girl, your legs are beautiful. Girl, you got a body like a brick house." And because she do, I can't take it away from her. I ain't gay because I'm telling her, giving these compliments. If I see a gorgeous woman, I say, "Girl, you look so nice. You're beautiful. You're built for that outfit." I tell them just like that. And then one girl had on this little short dress and she had legs out this world. I said, "Girl, if I had your legs, I would throw mine away. And I would sport every short skirt I got."
And you saying that, T, I go in the gym every day. And I use the men in there for me to be motivated. I was like, I want my body to look like his. That dude cut up. Look at, he ripped. But I ain't looking at him talking about, damn. It's a difference. And then men are not going to conversate and convey like women do. You know what I'm saying? Like I see a guy and I'm in the gym. I'll be like, man, it'll take me 10 years to get my body to look like yours. He was like, and you know what the key is, how to get here?
What?
And he was he's like, you not how the key to get here? He was like, you got to stay consistent, baby. Just keep coming. I see you up in here. I see you coming down. Just don't stop.
Yep. There we go. There we go. See, people see what you don't see.
And it's nothing wrong with admiring another human form that is the same sexuality as yours.
No, it ain't.
We're talking about sexual activity. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the gay lifestyle because you're living together or you're married and you got a same-sex partner. All of that has nothing to do with child rearing because you're a child. A child don't need to be groomed. You grooming your child to be heterosexual.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Because that's truly the natural order of things.
Hold on. Stop right there. First of all, comments. Tracy said, let them decide when they are old enough
what they want to do. That's it.
And Yvette went on to say, if you're doing it around them, then they're going to learn it. That is wrong.
But there you go.
And then absolutely, this is some time back. So that's why I got to stop in between and go into these comments before they get too far gone. So Karen said, I agree. They should be able to be kids as long as they can keep their innocence before they have to be adults. Because your childhood life is this small. Your adult life is that large. Large. Okay? Because now, after your kid life, you ain't finna run around on the ground and play with little trucks and little toys and little baby dolls at the age of 12, 13, 14. That's out of the question. That's out the door now. We did. But now, with all of this, baby, bye. With all of this technology.
Yeah.
And they playing with dolls and little push Tonka trucks.
They don't play with that stuff no more.
You don't even see Tonka trucks no more. And wait.
Tonka trunks used to be steel. They make them out of plastic now.
Right. And so, they sure did used to be steel Turk. And once again, Linda said, we went into that learned behavior. And Tracy said, I agree. And then Yvette said, it's only because of sin in the eyes of God is that they don't populate the world. Hey, gay people do not populate the world. They can't. And Christelle said, whoo, child, grown folks conversation. And hey, Queen Shay, good morning. Look, I agree, Daybreak. Jonathan say Tony is stuck on 1946. Where did that fact come from? And I want to know about that monkey bird I sent you. What monkey bird? Girl, you bet. Typo, it only becomes sin. We don't populate. It only becomes sin. We don't populate. She just said we, including herself, saying that we don't populate. It's a sin. And in the word of God, and we all just said we believe in God, right? So how, do you believe in the Bible? That's one thing. I'm meant to ask you, do you believe in the words of the Bible?
Having sex heterosexually, if you ain't married, is considered what? Sin.
Fornication.
And it's a form of sin. And it's considered perverted because you're not in a state of holy matrimony. See, that's why I say sex has been popularized in every shape, form, and fashion. And whatever your sexual preference is now today is to be accepted. So do you think it's okay that the LGBTQ is being pushed up on by these child molesters that want to make having sex with a child okay, and they want to be part of LGBTQ? Oh, well, make us part of y'all group. That's okay?
It's not.
There you go.
And I'm saying it's not the case. Like, okay, you remember when you was on my side when we talked about when Neela was saying that the bathroom laws are that we need to be scared of the pedophilias because she was mixing the pedophilia with the LGBTQ community, and you helped me help her to see that they aren't connected. Like they are
trying to connect themselves too. That's what I'm talking about. I'm still on your side. They're not, but they're trying to.
But we do not. We shouldn't be penalizing the group they're trying to attach to because of them. That group is adamant about it, and that group is the least likely to do it. You know, you know who does it the most? Youth pastors, politicians.
Because they have an agenda. They have a reason why they doing it.
Yeah, but they ain't part of the LGBTQ though. They are not being brought up with this.
What do politicians do, Tony? What's the biggest thing politicians do? Lie, cheat, and steal. And I ain't saying all pastors is bad, but 75% of these pastors out there don't work for God. God ain't nowhere in the church. They ain't nothing but pimps with a whole bunch of hoes, both male and female. Because that's what they doing. They pimping the community. How the hell you driving a Mercedes Benz and got $1 million house, but you got people in your congregation can't pay their light bill and coming to you for food?
I got a question.
Come
Divine,
on.
good morning, sister. Divine say, good morning to everybody I haven't spoken to yet. Good morning to all those who are watching who haven't chimed in. I don't know about it, but I see the numbers. I got to ask you this question, and I thank God. Can everybody click those thumbs up for us, sister, please? Click them thumbs up and share. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what you waiting on? If you haven't clicked that follow button up there yet, what you waiting on? This is going to get deep. We got a lot going on with this show coming up, y'all. It's a lot of changes, a lot of great stuff coming in. I just want to get into this comment. Yvette said he doesn't want to be labeled. Oh, no. Divine first said, he has thoughts about men. Confusing. I'm late, and they took advantage of David. Okay, I'm late, but what a conversation. But hey, y'all, hey, Divine. Tracy said he has thoughts about men. Confusing. That's right, too, Frugal said. I'm curious about where the info about 1946. Just want to check that out. She's curious about where you got that info from.
Yeah, and I posted the link and stuff, and I said that if you Google the word.
How do you say that word you put in there, Tony?
Arsenokoitai. That's how I look at it. Arsenokoitai.
So what does it mean? What does it mean?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
You posted it. How you gonna post something and don't know what you posted?
I posted that it didn't appear in the Bible until that time. I posted the word that was originally there. And let's see. What was it before homosexuality?
I ain't never seen arsenocontinu, however you say it in the Bible either.
Does the Greek word arsenokotai really refer to homosexuality? Okay, let's see. With the very little knowledge we have, is men who took active roles. Okay, Robert Wesley United Church says arsenokotai. You put it in there though. He right. You did
What
put it in
was it?
there. This one word has doomed generations. LGBTQIA2S plus Christians to persecution and shame. See, they adding too much shit on to this. Next thing you know, you're gonna have a whole LGBTQIAZ2RPQFLMG OMP, all that. It's
That's
just
what
too
I'm
much.
saying. They're taking advantage
That
of the
right there
gay
lets you know that
community.
it's confusion all
Yeah.
around that because
Yep.
they got so many damn letters. It's so much confusion around this LGBTQIA, LGBTQ. Hit it right here, large. You ready to see it? Here, just what it say. See that? See LGBTQIA2S.
What is
The hell?
IA2S?
That's something else I'd have to Google.
No way. This word
And
has long
and
been the
what did that
base of
arcasinicata
This
mean to
word
you?
has long been the base of homophobia within the church due to its poor translation. Biblical literates and conservative Christians often translate this ancient Greek word to mean homosexual, talking about arsenokotai in English, which solidifies their belief that God condemns same-gender relationships. Is used only twice in New Testament. That's New Testament. Corinthians 6, 9 through 10, and 1 Timothy 1, 9 through 10. Arsenokotai is an ancient Greek word that the Apostle Paul created and used in his letters. This also means that there are no other uses of the word in the Bible or other cultural texts of the time. This makes finding out the true meaning of the word next to impossible. And especially since translators use other outside texts, examples, and context to learn what ancient languages are trying to say. They're
It ain't
guessing.
even a word.
Like I said, scholars who spend their entire lives researching one book of the Bible disagree with other scholars about things.
Arsen, which means male, and koit, which means bed. They are put together in this case are arsen koit. Arsen, which means male, and koit, which means bed. A direct reading would be male bed. Some have understood Paul to have created this word by translating to Greek the verse from Leviticus 20:13, males who lie with males. Due to its unclear definition, English translators struggled with representing the concept of arsenokotai. Some examples in the early 16th to 20th century stated that arsenokotai meant liars with mankind, sodomites, abusers of themselves with mankind, and those who abuse themselves with men. This suggested that arsenokotai did not represent what we know as sexual orientation, but rather the roles in which sexual acts were committed. The closest meaning of arsenokotai with the very little knowledge we have is men who took active roles in non-procreative sex. Ha! Non-procreative sex.
That's what I meant by perversion. If you're
This,
getting
Not
oral sex,
so you
it's
ready to hear this?
perverted.
This understanding shifted in the 1940s when translations such as the Revised Standard Version, RSV Bible, began translating arsenokotai to mean homosexual. See, all these different versions have their own meaning. All these different Bibles have their own meaning. They wrote them and rescripted them to suit what they
They
wanted
want
it
it.
to be.
Hello.
Psychopathic BS. Let's keep it real. God created man and woman to procreate the world. A woman can't get pregnant by another woman with a plastic rubberized penis stuck on her, strapped on her. And a man can't get pregnant period, and especially from another man. I got What the hell is that? And especially from another man
That's
that
from. Let me shut up. I'm finna
from,
crack a joke, but
from
I
from
believe it
anal
alone.
sex. There is no eggs or sperm cells in the anus. That is the deposit of your
There's no
waste.
womb in a man, no uterus.
None.
His hips will not unhinge.
Hold a woman, a baby. And
No
so
birth canal.
procreation comes from a man and a woman mating, not two men,
Now,
not
according
two
to the
women.
Creator, any
Is
other
that-
form of sexual pleasure is perversion. Any other form, be it heterosexual or male on male or female on female, or
Okay,
male on a child or
I got
female on a child,
hold on.
is considered perversion. And this let me tell you how this whole conversation got started. Me and Tony was on Messenger talking, and
You on Facebook.
And
one of them, and we were talking about books that they're giving the children in school.
I can
And
share the
one
thing.
of Tony's friends came on and started jumping on me, talking about when I was in school, I got beat
I
up
can explain
and
that because I don't
and all
think
this.
I
And we
think you
talking about
misunderstood
I
it.
hate. He told me I hate gay children. I was like, how did the conversation change from us talking about education of a child to I hate gay children? Because you got your ass beat when you was little. Guess what? When I
And
was
I
little,
can
I got my ass
I
beat
can
too.
connect the
That
dots.
is a part of growing up.
I can connect the dots for you. If you care enough, if you want to show some love, I can connect the dots for you.
well, let me go into my
But how
comment.
did he change our conversation to me hating gay kids?
That's just how
Can I
you
answer
change
that?
kids' minds. Just like he came in and jumped in and just flipped the script. That's
If
not
you
script.
really
He
want
came
an
in and flipped
answer,
the whole conversation.
Okay,
if
and
you
let me
really
tell you
want an
something.
answer,
That's
Turk,
signs of narcissism to me.
I know where you misunderstood what was going on.
No, I didn't misunderstand when he told me I hate gay children. That's straightforward and a blatant lie that we weren't even conversation, wasn't even being talked about us and gay children. We were talking about children, period. There was no label on the children. I was talking about, I don't think it's right that you teach children about two parents being the same sex because you confuse them.
And that's the start of the misunderstanding, because that wasn't true ever. Your very first comment, you were out of place, I think, or at least thought you were saying something you didn't say.
What did I say?
What you responded to was acknowledging that some kids have two dads isn't trying to make them gay. That's the comment you brought.
I didn't say
that
they
was the
was
original
two
post.
dads trying to make
That was
them
the
gay.
original post.
If
and you said, I disagree. And then we went in the conversation.
And I'm going to say this. Yvette said, and I got to get this out because this was 10 minutes ago. I was taken advantage of as a child and I didn't like it then or the way people do it now. She said it's wrong. I will get on the panel and express it myself. Let me
send her a link.
Let me send put the link in there. Let me put the link in, even though I ain't gonna be here much longer.
And how does me disagreeing with two parents being the same sex being taught to children attest to me hating gay kids?
Acknowledged. You said you don't want it acknowledged.
In a book. I'm talking about putting it in a book and teaching it.
Wasn't no books about this point.
I was talking about teaching kids, so he still changed the
their existence. And you came on my status wrong. And like I said, I don't think you understood that. You came on to a status that had acknowledgement, and you said don't acknowledge it. That's what you said.
No, I didn't say don't acknowledge it. I'm talking about in a book. Don't acknowledge it in a book. Don't teach. I don't want my grandsons to be taught about two daddies and they in kindergarten.
And send it back to you, I can. But I think you read something wrong.
The misunderstanding is that maybe both of y'all misunderstood. He was see, that's like I look these comments. We're waiting too late to get into these comments. So sometime it went past, and then he posted. And what the post was, he didn't want it in a book for his grandchildren, kids that's in kindergarten, to be reading. And you probably picked it up thinking it was saying something else, and it really wasn't. And then he put it in there thinking it was doing something else too. So both
I
of y'all
can share the screen.
So let's squash that right now because we ain't getting nowhere with that. And Yvette said she was taking advantage. And Yvette, the comment, the thing is in the link. You can copy and paste it. Howard though, Clifton. And Howard comes in, you all. And Howard, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I really appreciate you, Howard. I appreciate all of y'all. I really do. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate everything. This is awesome because this is what dialogue should be about.
This is what we need.
This is what we need to have honest, true dialogue. But Howard said Genesis 9:24, and Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. So, in Genesis, the beginning of time, chapter 9, though. So we went a few chapters before we got there. A few growths and everything.
Before 1946.
It had to be before 1946, baby, because Genesis.
Yes, Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis, okay. It ain't the new chapter, the New Testament. This is the Old Testament, the original. And so, Genesis chapter 9. Hey, Siri, show me Genesis chapter 9, verse 24.
Here's what I found.
Okay, Bible reference. Bam. Let's do this one. Let's do this one yonder. It says, when Noah awoke from his wine and found out what his younger son had done to him, he said, cursed be Canaan. The lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers. So he cursed Canaan. Noah cursed Canaan and put him in. Damn. Okay. And put something just came on my phone, y'all. I'm sorry. And put him in a state of cursement. I got all these words. Cursement. Got all these words I'm building for my new dictionary. When Noah woke from his wine, he also said, praise be to the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend Japheth's territory. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem. And may Canaan be the slave of Japheth. And all that. Hold on. Let me go up a little bit more. That's the New International Version. Okay, but I'm trying. Wait a minute. That's okay. Bam. But let's go to 8. 8 said, after 40 days, Noah opened the window he had made in the ark and set out a raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. Okay, now we want to go up here. We want to go down here. Okay. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood. That's messed up.
T, did you put a link in the
destroy all living creatures as I have done.
Put a link on for Yvette? Because if we're gonna have a conversation about LGBTQ, everybody on the panel can't be what Tony say, he's not straight, he pan, but he's not gay. So we need to have somebody on here that is gay.
It's spoken from the old. Everything is being spoken is from the Old Testament. Yvette said, send me the link. I sent it back. Hell. Let me do it this way. Hold on. Let me send it to her in Messenger. I'm finna send it to you in Messenger, Yvette, because it's on the screen, but it's probably easier for you to get it this way. Yeah, it'll be easy for you to get it this way because you have to copy and paste it from the screen, and sometimes it won't let you copy it. That's what I did find out about the talk show's comment section. Sometimes it won't let you copy it. You have to type everything. Sometimes you can't copy it, sometimes you can. I don't know what the hell. But I want to go into a couple of these comments. It's intentionally divisive. That's what Frugal said. Now, let me talk about that. Frugal is a woman. Her wife is a woman. Frugal has 2 children, birthed. Her wife has 9. They're trying to have another baby. And I pray for them because I just love the love that Frugal just shows some kids and her wife. And I just love them. And I really do. And I just admire their camaraderie and their togetherness, regardless if they're gay. I could care less about that. That's not my business about what you do behind your closed doors and in your bedroom and who you do it with. I just love them.
Or
As
what you doing open? Y'all walking down the street
right.
kissing and holding hands. I don't give a damn.
I just love them as the two women that they are. The
Just
beautiful
love the
spirit.
people.
I just love people. You know I do, Turk. And the beautiful spirits that both of them are. And gorgeous women they are. Both of them are good looking women. I mean, damn.
I just don't see where children should be indoctrinated
And
by
that's all
homosexuality
and why is
or any type of sexuality for that
why
reason.
what we're saying is constantly trying to be twisted. That's the narcissism
Yes.
in everything. That's the narcissist in the people that's doing it. It's narcissism. Go Google narcissism and all the traits. It is strictly narcissism. I don't care. And don't challenge me, y'all, because I have studied, and that is my major, mental health. And I do know the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, DSM. I do know my DSM, Diagnostic Statistical Manual. I got the 4, the 5, and the 7. I know the traits. That's narcissism at its greatest. Okay, traits is preachers, pimps, and priests, pedophiles. Preachers, pimps, and priests, pedophiles.
There you go.
And then Yvette, you got the link, Yvette is in, and then here she is. And I just see. Then Tracy said, let's go to the Bible with this chapter and verse. Tracy said, let's go to the Bible with this chapter and verse. Manipulation is another abomination that God does not like. That's what Yvette
Manipulation
said.
is a form of witchcraft.
Now listen to this. Yeah. Now listen to this. Yvette is telling us this, and she is a gay woman. Hold on. And then there's my girl, Frugal, and her wife, Tasha. Oh, that's what I call Tasha and Tasha. I love it. Beautiful people. And they're married with 2 beautiful sons. And they're just as congenial. The guy, they ain't tripping. It's what you raise these kids to be and to see and to say that brings on the trip.
I don't know.
Our asses. It's us at the end of the day.
I don't know. Like I said, once they start school and they start interacting with these other kids who've been taught hate.
But Tony, that's the point I'm making. You missing it. You just did like this.
You're saying let the kids be kids.
It's the children. Let the kids be kids on all levels. Even the ones who have been taught hate. If their parents would not have taught them that mess, they wouldn't know it. I just said that. But
and my response
to like you saying that, but if your kids leave out the house and go to school, then they gonna learn it from. No, the only reason they learn it from somebody else because the kids is being taught that in their household. The whole point I'm making all across the board. Let's stop raising our children with ignorance because we're so darn ignorant.
I think the only way to do that is to combat it. The only way is to teach them to be anti-racist. That's the difference in being not racist and anti-racist. I teach my kids, if you see someone being bullied, you stick up and say something. I don't teach them to ignore it. I don't teach them to look away. I don't teach them to mind their business.
I didn't say that.
Man, you just teach your children to love humans.
Let them develop.
Love humanity.
There are kids that are bringing hate, and I'm teaching my kids to love. I'm teaching my kids to actively love. I'm teaching my kids to be anti-racist. I'm teaching my kids to stick up for the weird kids. I'm teaching my kids to do more, to be better, not just to accept that some kids are going to have hate and that you can still be a kid and okay. Some kids have hate, and if they're your peers, then you should be able to love. You should be able to be that balance if you're one of my kids in this house.
Tony, I was that kid. I was the one that stuck up for all of the kids that was being bullied. And let me explain something. I went to Catholic school, right across the street from a public school. The public school kids used to come over there and whoop the Catholic kids' ass every day at lunchtime when we had open lunch, when you could go out and go to a store for lunch. Take their lunch money, the whole nine.
Give me that
Guess
money.
what? But I was friends with the ones that was in the public school because they lived in my neighborhood. I never got jumped. But guess what? I protected a lot of kids. Hey, don't do that. That's my boy. Don't leave her alone. Don't take her lunch money. She with me.
Give me one second.
It's all about just loving humanity. Now, I'm not finna love, once I done got grown and I done found out about sexuality, I'm not finna love no person that's trying to have sex with no kid. I suffer a witch and I suffer a pedophile to death. There's no excuse for having sex with a child to me. So why they would want to join and be with trying to get in with the LBGT community is wrong. And right is right and wrong is wrong all by itself, and so is the truth. Now, when me and you was having a conversation, it was fine. Soon as I had got off, we wasn't even talking about it no more. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting these pings, ping, 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 from one of your friends. You hate gay children. And then he giving his whole story of how he got his ass whooped. I grew up in a community when the gangs were drafting. I got my ass whooped every day, twice. Because one, my mama say, you ain't joining no gang, and I'll catch you in the gang, I'm going to beat your ass. And then when the gang members see you don't join the gang, we beating your ass. So you got a choice to make.
My mama.
So he ain't the only child that have been suffered and then had his butt whooped over the way somebody viewed you or treated you. That's a part of growing up and learning how to be social.
Hold on. Stop 1 second. Yvette, you have to connect to the camera. You have to go out and, okay, there we go. Now let's bring you on.
Look what Yvette put in there. It's mostly heterosexuals that take advantage of children for them to become in LGBTQ anyway.
But hold on.
When these kids getting molested, they ain't being molested by people that are gay.
But we're jumping the gun. I got too many comments.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I got too many comments to go into. So, Tony, you speak it. Don't type it because you're confusing. It's putting in more and it makes the comments move. So don't type anything. Just speak it because you're on the show. And they'll hear you more so than reading it. Okay. Yvette says correct that the only reason it is considered a sin, like I said early. Queen Shay says that is a subject that should be discussed between parents and their children with honesty, not in school. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
And Daybreak
it's not a curriculum.
And Daybreak says, roaming around, my reality has changed. 12 Bells, good morning, sister. 12 Bells says, that's why they want to ban the Bible. Because if they ban the Bible, then you have no reference to go to know that what you're doing is a sin. And in the story. And Yvette says, 2 men usually have a girl child, and 2 women usually have a boy child to live. That is how it's done. That's 2 men normally have a girl, just like the 2 men on TV. What's the guy who ain't gay, but he played the hell out of gay role, and him and his guy, and what is that? Modern Family, yeah. And they raised up the little Asian girl. They didn't have a boy. They raised up a girl. Most gay marriages, 2 men, they raising girls. Most gay marriages, 2 women, they're raising boys. It's really odd, but that's that Carl Jung and all the rest of that stuff, okay? And Wellness said that's incest and sick. Homosexuals say that we weaponize. 12 Veil says homosexuals say that we weaponize Christianity. But what about the other religions? They all condemn homosexuality, not just Christianity. 12 Veil says, right, that's incest. Facts, Wellness. And Tracy said, love these conversations. I know, right? Look, Tracy 12 said, the Bible has a story about incest, cannibalism, homosexuality, witchcraft, and on and on. It does.
Come on.
Queen Shay say, no one knows where the nose goes when the door is closed. Why do we need to know who people love? It is none of our business. It ain't. Howard said, We got a lot of comments, so give me a minute, y'all. Howard said, because that's when they knew God, they glorified. Well, let me stop. Howard said, Romans 1, verse 21. Because that's when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. And 12L said, Grand Risings, everyone. My problem is that they attack Christianity, but Muslims and other religions disagree with the same sex lifestyle too. Muslims put you to death for homosexuality in the real world over there, okay?
There's
Now,
countries in Africa right now, you can't even show a movie with homosexuals in it.
you ain't finna have it. Now,
You will be stoned and set on fire.
they ain't playing.
So don't
And
tell me nothing about people hating over here in the country because they condemn something that's a practice that wants to be put in. And what I say, it's not teaching a child to be gay because you tell them about two daddies or two mamas. But when they're so young, they don't even have a chance for their own thinking ability to want to even conceptualize something like that. You know what? They ain't thinking about no parenting. They ain't looking at the parents as being, oh, you got two daddies. Oh, that's great. I only got one, but you got two. Dang.
Okay, hold on, because we're going too deep. I got to get these comments are too far back. I got to get these comments, and it's a lot. So, Frugal said, and I guarantee if there is a heaven, I'll bet there after this life, period. Darn what anyone on this earth says, so anyone can keep judging and crash the doors of hell open with gasoline drawers. And 12L said, most LGBTQ groups disagree with religion as a whole because all religions disagree with same-sex acceptance. She said it. And Queen Shay says, once children are taught love for everyone, they can live without judgment and stand up for right and against wrong. That's
all I'm saying.
Thank you to Queen Boo Boo.
That's all I'm saying.
Thank you,
let them make their own decision.
Thank you, Boo. I got
let it be out of love.
That's the point I made. 12L said, my question is, tell me the religion that supports same-sex lifestyle. She wants to know which religion supports it. None. Wellness says, I love Jesus and I know my Father in heaven loves me just as I am, like I love my kids unconditionally. The world can keep trying to spread hate. Yeah. And we know. That's why I say, Frugal, I adore you and your wife, your life, your children, because all that is in your household is love. I can't look into your homosexual lifestyle right now. That's not my business. I could care less about what you do behind your doors or outside in your floors with who you do it with. That's your thing. My thing is with you and your wife is the fact that you love each other, you have love, and your children are shown love. And I don't see discrimination or any of that being taught to your kids. You got a light-skinned child and a dark-skinned child, and they gonna learn to love each other, and they love each other unconditionally. And that's how it should be. And Tony, back to you. With this BS, I got to say, if we raise our children in an ignorant way, our children are going to exhibit ignorance. So when you send your kids off that you've been loving in your household on a general basis of love all around, no matter what you look like, how straight or stringy or curly or crunchy your hair is, how dark your skin is, to how white and pale your skin is, but they love and life. When you raise your kids like that, then they got to go to school and learn from other kids the hate that they were taught in their household. That's the point I'm making. If every adult stopped teaching that BS, get they together, then these kids we wouldn't even have a problem with these kids. It wouldn't be the divisiveness that's going on right now. None of that. Let's bring Yvette is finally on. I had to let her know connect because the thing prompts you to connect your mic. But hold on. I ain't done. I got to get these comments. And so 12L says nobody has to focus on Christianity. It's all religions. Most groups that support LGBTQIA ideas are completely godless. They don't encourage any religion. And those groups want to ban all religions. And Wellness says all religions condemn hate. But all that rhetoric is hate. Why don't we speak against that? That's all hate. That's what I'm saying. Hate is hate. I don't care how you look at it. You looking fine, Yvette. You're looking fabulous. Thank you for joining us this
What's
morning.
up, Vet?
Wave up in here. I don't know if y'all can see the wave, but it's waving.
Yeah, we see. We ain't here for your hairstyle, child. Just get on the
She
street.
talking about the pink wave. She what you talking about,
She
Willie?
talking about the waves in her hair. The outfit they
She talking about the
California
pink
hairstyle.
wave.
Look,
I
we
was
see them
speaking
waves.
to Turk. I was speaking back to Turk. Oh my God.
Thank you. She all out of pocket.
I ain't out of pocket. Damn,
She
I thought
ain't
you
know.
talking about her hair.
Check
She
this
wasn't talking
out.
about her hair.
Like you thought we were talking about homosexual. See how
No,
people-
no. I don't even think like that, and I'm thinking about what's going on the panel. I'm not about that mess either. Okay, my thing is I am of LGBT, and far as Tony, not being disrespectful to you, your label, you don't want to be labeled. You want to be classified as to do what you want, when you want, how you want. So no one has to label you because you feel like we label people. No, we don't. We do believe in religion. However, I do not believe in children being exposed to adult behavior. That's child molestation, no matter which way you put it.
Come
How
on.
you-
We all on the same page here.
right.
We are
I'm not-
anti-pedophilia,
I'm just-
anti-grooming.
That is child molestation. A child's gonna go and express what he or she does from getting done at home with the person that done to them. I would not teach a child anything about homosexual or anything else as a child. Let the child be a child. You
Yeah, we
cannot
all agree to that.
no
Nothing
one can
sexual.
manipulate that. No one can manipulate that.
I
Not
made
even
the point about
pro-
Disney.
even when they go to school, another child that exposed that to another child, that's somebody that's getting taken advantage of at home, and they're only expressing what's done to them.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that. I believe in sanctification. I was raised in Kojic, so whoever said that we don't believe in, we do believe in. It's the pastors that call themselves always going to that scripture of talking about abomination, but it's 7 abominations of God that everybody skip over, and they
Yeah.
use the LGBT or whatever I call it, the people of pride, for that one reason. But we in there. They like our talent. They like that we give. They like that we caring. If they cannot use us in those categories, then of course they're gonna get on that panel and they're gonna talk. But what do you think that the idol pastor is doing behind the veil? Why he's manipulating the Congress? What? Tell me about
Vet,
that one. So all
Vet,
this-
scoot to the left. Your face is split.
That's what I was trying to. I don't know how this thing is going. Maybe okay. let me
Right.
get over here.
Okay.
Correct.
Perfect. That's
I
perfect.
got a little everything going on around here. But at any rate, I don't mean no harm to anyone. I'm not on here for no fashion, hair, this, that, or the other. As you see, whatever kind of way, it's like a black film around the picture that's up here. So
It's like
That's
certain,
because
yeah.
it's a
all
shutter
right,
around
though.
your camera.
Yeah, it's
a
okay.
shutter around your camera. And it's
Okay.
a slider that you have to slide to the left, right at the eye of your camera. It's a
Good.
slider. Slide it to
Yeah.
the left.
Let me leave you well enough alone and move over because
Yeah,
I'm
because
gonna
I see you. We see you fine.
okay.
Okay.
So
Hey,
I
Nene Coco.
know this, know that. I don't even really like coming on the show too
Wait.
much anymore because
I got to go into our comments. So, I love Divine's what she just put on here. Oh, no man, nothing but love. Romans 13:8.
correct.
Thank you, Divine. Woo! See, I knew I had to have me some of my God people. Baby,
Right.
listen.
We talk
Thanks,
a lot.
Divine.
We
Thank
talk
you,
about it a
Divine.
lot.
Oh, no man, nothing but love. End of story.
Judge no man, least ye be judged.
Judge.
That's
And
right.
Christelle said, hold on, Christelle said, so we should promote sexuality and deny religion. Yeah.
No,
Where we do that at? Yep.
no.
And Wellness said, thank you, Vet. Thank you, Vet. All right. And Christelle said, how about we teach children how to write in cursive before we teach them about sexuality?
Come on.
Correct.
These kids
'Cause
don't
they
even
done
know how to
took
write
that
their
out of
name.
the
They don't even know how to
school.
sign their name. That's a shame.
How they gonna
And
be able
well-
to read it?
And Nene Koku, Koku says, hot topic, baby. I know, Nene. Look,
And my
12
ask
Bell
is
say,
trying to
12 Bell
forward
say,
time molestation.
behind the veil is an interesting reference. Behind the veil is an interesting reference. Like you made, bet you be on some stuff, baby. You be on some points,
I
baby.
was saying that I was
And
you
then she
can't
said,
tell
we
me
see
nothing
it.
about
And
this life.
12 Bell say, we see and hear you, Vet. Look, Yvette got nothing but love from Daybreak, nothing but heart. Elisa, nothing but love. Howard said, let me go into Howard. And that's the last comment so far. Howard, Matthew 12 says, wherefore I say unto you all, manner of sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven unto men, but the blasphemy against the Holy Ghost shall not be forgiven unto men.
Okay. And in the New Testament, it also speaks about in this day of time, we're going to be in a more perilous time of men loving men and children, as well as women doing the same exact. So we're talking Old Testament versus New Testament right now.
Yep. And
That's
Queen
what
Shay said, and Divine said, christened right. And Queen Shay said, take prayer out of school and then teach them about sexuality. Riddle
No,
me
that's not
that.
right.
Riddle me
That's
that
not
too,
right.
Queen Shay.
I don't even
Like,
want a man to take care of my child, especially if I have girls, especially if you have that mentality that you want to teach and all this. I don't trust you around my children, period.
right.
Because in my frame of mind, you're going to molest them or have them freaking on each other. And that's something that happened to me. And I'm going to testify that shit because I understand exactly what this man is trying to say. Well, we ain't going, okay? Because that happened to us. That's called incest. When we were little, our own people was babysitting us and made us have sexual contents with each other as well as doing it to us. We weren't allowed to say anything about it because they got to protect their loved ones. They still want to party with them. But look at us. We're broken. We this, we're that until we're comfortable enough to be us. And we don't have no desire. So we're labeled as because we weren't as strong as y'all for doing this crap to each other when y'all were younger. That was where the kissing cousin stuff came from. You understand what I'm saying? So that what y'all talking about is obsolete because I feel like this. Why would you want? I watch my brother, a babysitter, put my brother with a skirt on and put him on a big wheel and made him go outside.
See?
Everything that happened to me as a kid and my siblings reflect on what you're talking about today. I do not agree with none of that shit.
And Linda said, I like what Tony said earlier, teaching his children love. Love is the key.
Correct.
And 12 Bell said, school's been to curse about a school. And Christelle and Divine said, Christelle. And Linda said, love outshines everything. It does. And I meant
you gotta speak the brutal truth in order for them to understand actually why we don't like it as a pride community. You know what I'm saying? We don't, it's like most of the trans want that. I want to be a woman, call us a woman. But a real trans do not even like natural women because they want their natural part. They can like them, but they don't love them. They want to be, they mimic, you know how they mimic them. That's all
they want to emulate a woman.
That's all they want to do. And the moment that natural woman say, well, you ain't got this part, that's when he really hate her. He envies the hell out of her. He pretends to love her because that is his job to manipulate another abomination. Go to them abominations.
12 Bells, let me go in the comments. 12 Bells said, drag queen story hour and cross-dressing segments in school and libraries. There is a drag queen story hour and cross-dressing segments in school that they have now. And that's some sick stuff. I'm sorry, it's sick.
Wait a minute. Even though it might be considered sick, what purpose does it serve to have a man dressed as a woman to read a child a book? It don't matter who's reading the book. But it's just like a garden. A child's mind is a garden. If you put a seed in there, what is it going to grow? What seed are you putting in the child's mind?
Correct. And every trans is
seeds in their mind about buying property, building a legacy. Put some of them damn seeds in their mind.
Put some seeds in there about loving each other and being kind again. You don't hear nothing about nobody being kind.
Hold on. Ain't nobody being kind. Ain't nobody being loving. Ain't nobody being. It's a lot of bullies, a lot of hate, all this. And guess what else? Our kids ain't learning nothing. They the dumbest doorknobs on this factory. on this
And the
planet
teachers just push them on through.
and push them straight through school with this BS.
And women, Vet, it's
They
a
get
question
out
for you.
knowing how to cross dress.
Let Vet answer this question. So is pride different from trans? I thought it was all inclusive. That's what 12 Veils asked.
All trans are not trans. Some trans are just for entertainment purposes. That means they entertain, they cross-dress for the money to go do shows. Once they leave that, then they're regular heterosexuals. They just dress up and do shows. So you have to be mindful of even things of that sort. You know what I mean? That's like the bathroom thing.
Yeah.
All trans are not in the LGBTQ or pride life.
Okay.
They just entertain and they can get money. And that's their job. That's their hustle, is to dress up like a woman, do really, really nice shows and get paid. Going in the bathroom with little kids, that's incest and that's child molestation, period. Just like they look at me in a different way. When I go to a bathroom, they question me, but you know what I do out of respect to a child? I wait till they come out and then I go in.
I gotta
Because
say
I
this.
don't want a child to even have that fear of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that child have been, somebody then laid up there and came to that child like that, and you can see the fear in that child.
Yes,
just like
you can.
grown people can see the fear in, like, if that's just like we was all at the stepper picnic. The bathrooms, people look like da 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 da. No, you wait your turn and you respect the next person. You don't let them get mad because they don't accept. You cannot force exception on anyone. You
No.
do your thing on your household, but when it comes to your children, you're gonna raise your children the way you want to. But Ephesians 6:1 says what?
Raise a child in the way they should go.
Keep on reading.
And they will learn, raise a child up in the way they should go, and if they depart, they will return.
Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that thy days will live long upon the earth.
Honor thy father and thy mother, not thy father and thy father, not thy mother and thy mother.
But you still have to honor your parents, whether they father and mother and mother.
Exactly. I was just gonna put. Thank you, Turk. It says thy mother, but regardless, not in this day and age, honor thy mother and father, and thy mother and mother, and thy father and father. Honor thy parent, no matter who it is.
Because your ass ain't buying no groceries, you ain't supplying no light, you ain't supplying no gas, you ain't supplying no transportation, no
and then
food.
The kids could tell you
better
that
honor.
you make us feel like we not worth. And then this young girl I was watching her yesterday about, and it's old, about how when we tell them that, they feel bad because then they don't feel included because you're saying what we don't have. Well, we kids, and I understand that. But let me go into this. Leslie Dinkins, 12 Veils. I got to go back to this. It says, I don't get the drag queen story hour and cross-dressing segments in school and libraries. It's like they want to attack schools and libraries. And Christelle said, speak on it. And Wellness said 100. And Leslie Dinkins said, the house is on fire again. Should we let
them thumbs up then?
Should we let it burn? Love conquers all. And Christelle said, our emotions aren't equipped to handle sex until adulthood. Christelle said our emotions are not equipped to handle sex until adulthood. And Linda said, my friend is helping her son raise his children. Her grandson came home saying his teacher said he is a girl. Her granddaughter teacher said she is a boy. 2023, teachering.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
They need to remove her ass about, I'm sorry. They need to remove her about the school. She's a twisted individual, and she don't belong over children. She don't belong. Whoever that woman is or them teachers are, they need to remove them out of school. They don't belong teaching children anything.
Manipulation.
They're confused themselves. They really got confusion. And there you have it. Tony, take on everything.
I'm loving it. I hear a lot of
Okay, Tony, so I have a question for you. What if you took your children over to someone's house and all of a sudden they came home with all the talk about the LGBT and all this type of stuff and da 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 that you did not teach them, and they went over their friend's house and spent the night? What would you say?
That trailed off at the end, but I think I get the gist of the question. See,
That's what I thought.
I'm an extremist. No, it ain't gonna be what you thought. I'm an
Listen,
extremist. I'd be disappointed that I didn't teach them first. My kids are the most educated about controversial things in any environment that they go to. I was really confused why Neela said before, oh, like his kids just running and playing and stuff. Like, oh, you don't know? I talk to my kids every day about everything.
that's
Like, I mean,
true.
I don't
That's
put it on Facebook, but my kids are the most educated. So, in response to your question, I'd be disappointed that I didn't teach them first. However,
Did you know that you can teach?
However, I don't teach other people's kids that. I've been a cheerleading coach for 17 years. When I owned my own gym in 2018, we had circle time. We talked about essential family issues and things because a lot of my cheerleaders didn't have fathers at home. One of the things we talked about one week was transgender. And the parents were invited for that. But
This is a question I have for you, Tony.
I'd be disappointed.
Do they understand it?
They understand based on their
what you're
age
teaching
level, and I teach them based on their age level. My 9-year-old does not get the same answers as my 7-year-old, does not get the same answers as my 5-year-old, and my 3-year-old. I'm trying to keep away from the Disney movies that have romantic themes in them.
absolutely.
He needs to learn the names for things. That's it.
Because it's just hypersexualization in Disney. They don't care what form of sex you having, long as you hypersexualated. Hypersexualated. They just want to bring sex into the
I can
picture.
hear you bet, Turk.
I agree with Tony. They do try to expose cartoons and sexual content for children. I do understand. You answered my question. You said that you'll be disappointed. You use that as a great choice of form, but you'll be pissed off and you'll call that parent like, what the hell are you teaching my kid that I didn't teach them or didn't give you authorizations to? Period. That's a parent. Naturally, a parent.
And 12L said, let me go into this. I love it. I think having a panel where people identify as same sex is love. It is. And of course, Frugal said, "What the heck?" I think she was talking about the stuff that went on with Linda and her grandson and all that.
Yeah, that's what she's talking about.
I know. Linda Shaw said her son is talking with that teacher today. That's a shame. I think 12 said, I think love and acceptance is taught by having people from the community a part of the conversation. Yeah, that's why I wanted Yvette to come in, because Tony is saying that he is pansexual,
gender neutral,
but he don't appeal to penises. So that means
I don't understand. That's like contradicting yourself. If you gender neutral, that means it don't matter what sex that you have sex with.
Let me put it this way to you.
What gender neutral mean? It don't mean that you accept all sexual genders.
Let me put it to you this way, Turk. It's a lot different. Straight men can do gay porn, right?
No. How you straight and you having sex with a man?
Okay, let me put it this way. Okay, gays have tops and bottoms, right?
Yeah.
And there's a difference in there, right?
Correct.
Even though you might be doing the same thing that you could do with a woman, you could do it with a man. Now, that isn't always the case. And maybe that's the difference between pansexuality and homosexuality for you, because maybe you can understand it better that way.
I'm just saying, if you say that you're pansexual, and that means you're not gender specific.
Right. We can say I'm action specific.
We're talking about sexual, right?
Right.
Because that's what LGBTQ and straight, we're talking about sex. So if you're gender neutral, you will accept sex from a man as well as a woman, from what I'm understanding.
That's not the case.
It don't mean that you accept all gender specific, groups. That's not what pan means.
It sounds like you're saying accept all sexual acts.
Because that's what pan means. Pan means like when you pan in the camera, it means that you're
take into
viewing
perspective
wide.
everything.
So you wide open.
So pan is a wide perspective.
That's what I'm saying.
So he just has a perspective of love, not his selective is female, but his perspective.
Let me ask you this question. What is your sexual preference?
Female.
So that means you heterosexual. I don't give a damn what you call it. You can say you pan or whatever. You might love gay people. I love gay people too. I got gay relatives.
I love
but that don't mean I want to have sex with them.
I love all y'all.
Your sexual preference is for a female. That would make you heterosexual. It don't make you pan.
But wait.
Okay. So this is what he's saying. Really low key is.
Comment. I think I don't want it to go too far. We already 8 minutes into these comments. I think love and acceptance is taught by having people from the community apart from the part of the conversation, like 12L says, by having people that support the pride community. We all learn. She said, this is a loving panel because all opinions are in the chat and on the panel. I love it. And America weaponizes psychology. They weaponize that. Yes, they do. Christelle says sex sells. Everything is sexualized. And 12L says, I agree, Christelle. And Linda said, I like this. All peoples represented here. Yeah, you got me, Turk, him, her. Yeah, I love it. I agree, Linda. 12 said, and Daybreak still got her eyes up and her little popcorn. And 12L got her eyes on her little popcorn. And Christelle said, it doesn't matter who you do. It's your choice. I have the right to know at any time that I am uncomfortable or not willing. That's what she said. 12L says Raven Simone is gender neutral. She's about humans as a whole, and she loves humans. And and Queen Shay say, I understand what Tony is saying. He gives but doesn't receive with mess. Yeah. And Linda say, ooh, y'all deep today.
That means that he would not have another regular guy. He would have what we call a trans that mostly in film. You know, a film trans. There's a difference in a regular trans.
And I've got a question for you, Turk.
Yep.
Since by your standards, that's heterosexual.
That's Queen.
What do you think about all these guys that are on the down low?
If this is
because they get blowjobs from their gay friends.
They gay.
So if they get blowjobs,
they just hiding it. They just hiding it.
And I think that's
still in the closet. I'll put it like that.
But wait,
you on the down low don't make you heterosexual.
But Turk, they prefer females.
You're right, Tony. Tony and Turk. I have a couple of female friends that's married. That's because they like me, though, does not mean they're gay. It doesn't even really mean they're gay. It's not necessarily that they kind of like me. That don't mean they want to date other people or have eyes for other people. It's something that they like on the. To me, it's something that you're not receiving at home that you're gonna come over to here. Whatever you're not doing at home or giving at home, I don't care if it's in or out the bed, they're gonna come over here. You don't get mad at it. You just examine yourself and see what it is that you need to take care of to keep them with you. Because mostly everybody may be male or female, just like you ride with your homie everywhere you go without your woman. What is that? You understand what I'm saying? That's just like two females. You're going to always see them liking some guy, even at your work field. You're going to like some other woman or vice versa. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it all goes the other. Everybody cheat, everybody do this, everybody do that. That does not label them as being gay all the time. It does not.
I stand corrected. Like I say, they bi. But if you having sex with the same sex, and you go back and you have sex with your husband or spouse or whatever, or of the person of the opposite sex, then you bisexual. But that's still homosexual sex that you having when you have sex with the same gender. So that would be considered gay in my book, because that's what you asked me.
Right. Most of the
So
time, when
you got
a
some
man,
you might not be totally gay, but you got some homosexual tendencies. You
right,
like
most
if
of
you're a
the time,
man and you like men, that to me that makes you a homosexual. Even though you got a wife and 4 kids, if you got a boyfriend too, you doing both.
sometimes you could be married with just the label and not being sexually active with the spouse. That doesn't
Ooh, that's deep right
Let's
there.
catch up on some comments. Let's catch up on some comments. I think 12 Veils was the last one we didn't read. She said, I don't want anyone physically hurt for how they identify, but I can agree to disagree. Frugal Mama says she is so tired of things being over sexualized. Let's take action on that. Slow the
That's
world
what it
down.
is.
I think we can all agree
Hypersexualization.
with that.
Everything.
12 Veils said they deep all the time, Linda. Tracy said facts. Linda said define femme trans. Linda, do you mean a trans female?
the drag queens, the ones that's dressed up as women, look more like females, more so. Most straight. I know a lot of straight guys that will only get down only if the LGBT guy is a trans woman, not with the hair and all this kind of stuff. They will get down with a trans woman agenda of a queen, what we call drag queens, trans woman. Okay, in our ebonic terms, I know what I'm saying, but people
Yeah,
might
I
not
understand what
understand.
you're saying.
We ain't a
They're
politically
attracted
correct
to
show.
feminine
I know a lot of
men,
guys that
not
get down
not
like that.
manly. They don't want to be with a manly guy. They want to be with a
Right,
feminine guy, right?
correct,
Okay.
correct. And that's another
Honestly,
thing. Another
honestly,
thing.
Kirk, like I said,
Go
I
ahead,
was
baby.
attracted to females. I
Mm-hmm.
noticed in college my preference was towards the more masculine females. And so
Okay.
sexuality is a whole spectrum and fishnet and all types of stuff. Like we could break down a whole bunch
What
of
you
little
mean you was attracted to masculine females? What, the way they dress, the way they
I like
look?
the way they carried themselves over the cheerleaders that I was mostly around. Because the cheerleaders I mostly was around, because I was a cheerleading coach and a cheerleader for the college, were mostly stereotypically feminine. Now they were strong because you had some bases on that cheer team, but the girls that I were attracted to, that I became best friends with, that I dated on occasion, they were more.
Your speed.
They were tomboys mostly.
Tom, but ain't nothing wrong with dating a tomboy. I ain't
No, no,
saying
no.
there's nothing wrong with whoever you want to
We
date.
just
But I mean, what you
talking.
attracted to. But when you say that you're pan and you're not gender specific, that means you open the door for anything. That means everything go as far as what I understand with pan.
That sounds a lot
Okay.
like bi.
Okay, let me explain another thing. Okay, I was working in Cook County, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they told me that I was working in a compound, which is the central kitchen for when they have work, like the movie Life. They have to have jobs. Okay, a couple of guys told me that I was a commodity, and the reason why was the very reason that Tony just said. It's like they locked up with a lot of men, right? So naturally, they in here for all this long time, so they're gonna have an eyesight for the men, but they want a dominant woman. So because she looks like the man and the woman at the same damn time to them. So that's like you know what I'm saying? I got you such
Okay.
because of exactly what he just said. Most men do like that. So especially if they've been locked up at any point in time, it's like the best of both worlds. It's like they like the woman feel and the man feel, especially the type like me that have like short haircuts, da 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 da. You see from the back, you see man. You see from the front, you see woman. So what they're gonna do, because they can't have the man and don't want society to know anything about their thing, is they're gonna try to have sex with that woman on the down low, which is gonna be hit from the back and not the front. If that makes sense.
Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. I
That
got
is
to
the
go
truth.
into these comments real quick.
I called him up.
Queen Shay say, Leslie Dink. And because I got to get out of here, and it's 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock our time. I got a doctor's appointment. And Queen Shay, define film. Linda said define film trans. And then, first of all, let me go back. Oh, got a lot of here. She said,
I
We
went
done
back
went
to
through
that
all
already.
of those already, T. We
Yeah,
down
we need
to
to start
Queen Shay.
Queen Shay. Yeah, my daughter dated a female once. She said she was not attracted to women, but she liked her.
okay, that's
You can
fine.
keep going from Leslie Dinkins under that.
Okay,
That's
and
who was
Leslie
that.
said Disney has all kinds of subliminal sex messages in their children movies.
Yep.
What are they pushing years? She said, what are they pushing years ago? They busted them. Years ago,
Yep.
they sure did, Leslie.
Years
They
ago.
brought this up in the late 80s, if I'm not mistaken, or early 90s. I remember them bringing this up about Disney and how they hypersexualize and all this kind of crap. And yeah,
Where
I
they show
remember
the
that.
penises growing
Yeah.
in the pants and everything.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes. And Tracy said if a person messy with the same sex, they're gay point blank. If a person messes with the same sex, they're gay point blank. They like that. And Queen Shay say she hasn't dated a woman since, but I accepted her decision and was there every step of the way to answer questions and listen. Why can't we focus on the love that people have for each other and not what they do in the bedroom and how? And
In the bedroom.
that's where I'm at, Queen. Thank you. I don't understand this. To me, it's not grooming kids to love, grooming them to be a gender specific. It's not grooming them to love. It's grooming them on sexuality BS.
Exactly.
And let them grow into their own. And then
that's what I have a problem with.
12 Bell said, I enjoyed this conversation. I will continue conversations on my platform as well. I enjoy topics like this. You're welcome, 12. Exactly, Queen. That's what Wellness said. Exactly, Queen. But they still have a dick. They're gay. Tracy said, later, everyone. All right, 12, have a beautiful day. Wellness said, take care, 12. God bless you. Linda said, I like watching Asian boy love dramas. I love men. She says she loves men. Everybody, I got to say this. This is a conversation that could carry us into hours. 4, 5, 6, which I don't have to give this morning. I got a doctor's appointment in 26 minutes, and it's not far from my house, but it's about 12 minutes. It's about a 12-minute ride from my house, about 10 minutes, 12-minute ride. But I still don't want to just be rolling in late. Okay, because they say when you come in at time, you're late. In saying that, I love this conversation. I love the topic. The point. Let me go into this last one by Leslie. She said, if only XX equal female and only XY equal male, then how do you account for XO, XXY, XYY, XYY, XXY, XYXO, XO, XXY, third international intersex forum? Right, Leslie. It's
and
like
you lost me.
Right, exactly. That's what
I don't know nothing about it.
It's confusing.
I know it got something to do with chromosomes, but
right. But I'll say this to those, and I'm closing it with this. To those who were young and were not manipulated or conformed or persuaded. For example, I'll use Dwayne Wade's daughter, daughter, born a boy, but born with all boy organs and everything, but wanted to be a girl at a very young age. Now we know Dwayne and them didn't have nobody around that baby. Now let's keep it real. Around that baby on the old sick stuff.
You have no idea what that baby been around.
Yeah, I don't. But I mean, I'm saying I wouldn't think they would, because you know how they are very overprotective. Plus,
just because no, they not. They rich and they go out jet setting and partying and do what they do.
You welcome now, always, Queen. You know you welcome, but you always. Listen, I just want y'all to know this. Just using them anyway as an example, or using a child at the age of 2 or 3 who leans towards the opposite sex's toys and everything. Don't even want to dress like their own sex that they see. They want to dress. That is not impressionable at all the times on all kids. I'm sorry, but I am not going to sit here and believe that every child that turns gay
Has been molested.
has been molested or
No, that ain't true.
I'm not gonna say that. No way. Because let me tell you something. God is God and God is all in all. Let's not get it twisted, everybody. Let's end the show the way it needs to be ended here. Y'all might hear me curse. I'll curse them out. But in the end time, I know who my connector is. And people say, well, that's a disrespect to God. Well, I beg to differ. Because Peter,
Yeah.
Peter was the biggest cusser in the Bible. And Peter was
and he was a gangster. He'll cut a nigga in a minute.
And Peter led more people to God than all the ones who didn't cuss. Peter led
Upon
more.
this rock, I will
more,
build my church.
Bam. Okay. So let's not listen to the verbiage. Let's listen to the message in the verbiage. And my end to this show is, like Tracy said, you never know. And Wellness said, you never know. You're right. So I'm going to say this. If a child leans toward another gender's things, dressings, ways, toys, you name it, let them do it on their own. Don't be the guide of it.
Yeah.
Don't be the person guiding them that way. Through school and all. School, we need to be guiding our children how to deal with each other.
Exactly.
Not how to decide who the hell they want to and what gender they want to be. We need to be telling them how to work
social acceptance
and love each other and help each other. That's what we need to be teaching them in these schools.
Social acceptance.
This oppressive shit going on out here.
Yep.
But I'm gonna say this: God is all in all for all the Christians, all the Muslims, all the whoever you is, Daishas, Gishas, or Rishas, for whoever you is, Catholics, Protestants, all the people, all these different religions. Let me be the one to tell you, God is all in all when you get through bumping your gums. And if God is all in all, God is in the queer, the straight, the white, the black. God is in everything that has breath, that lives. Okay?
Everything in existence, including the trees, the plants, the soil, the water, everything.
And plants live. And animals live. God is all in all. God is in the air. Because the air lives. Because without air, nothing lives, nothing grows. So God is the air of all things. And let me be the one to tell you, for those that were little and felt in their hearts something was different about them, to God be the glory. God is in you too. Because if you didn't feel like the girl you were born to be, you were born as, put it that way, but yet you wanted to be the boy that you saw, to God be the glory. Be who you are. Be true to thyself. To the little boy that was born as a boy, but decided he wanted to be a girl at a very young age because he wanted to play, and he was captivated by girl stuff and then grew into that girliness. To God be the glory for him. Be who you are. Be true to
I would not rush and hasten them to have that boy's penis removed. He ain't never even had an orgasm before with his penis, so he don't know what pleasures it brings or what it don't bring. And so he needs to be older in making that decision.
I agree. Now let me tell you, this is this. God is all in all. When we get through bumping our gums, God is in all of that as well. I'm saying this to say, and I'm saying this to say, I love y'all all. I don't know what you do, how you do it, and who you do it to. I could care less. But God is in you too, just like God is in me. So the God in you I have to love, because if I love God but yet don't love my brother or my sister, then I can't possibly love the God that I claim I love. So let's keep it real. That's the end point here on this show. I love all of you, confused or not confused, twisted or not twisted. Because who am I to say you confused? Hell, who am I to say you twisted? Hell, who am I to say you delirious? Hell, I feel like I done been confused and twisted and delirious a few times in my life too. And who are you to say I was? Hell. So
That's a
here's
part of
what
growing up, questioning
go
your
be you.
sexuality.
Live and let live, love and love. Then the story. Live and let live, love and love. Just don't impose your mess on me if I don't believe. Let me go how I be. That's how I'm gonna put it. Leave it like that. You do you, I do me. I love you for who you are. Love me for who I am. I ain't about trying to judge you for what you say and how you dress and what you do it with, who you do it with. I'm just here to say I love you because you're just a human figure, like I'm a human figure. We both on this planet, and we both got things and ideals and things we attempt to do, goals we're trying to attempt and receive and achieve. And in that order, I hope you achieve yours, and I want to support you, and I want to root you on when you do. If you get yours before I get mine, God bless you. I appreciate that. And I push you to blow it on back my way. And I'm going to keep on stepping. And in the story. And that's how I am. And that's how I've always been. I have friends from all walks of life. Gay, transgender, black, white, Asian, Italian, Indian. I got friends from all walks of life. I have people I know been knowing for years. Cool associate. Hey, once again, we just talking about general stuff. Hey, business, banking, stocks. We ain't talking about gender preference and what you like in the bedroom. We ain't on that.
Unless you're trying to get in the bedroom with
Who
them.
we are, and that's that. Our personal, intimate tones are not part of our conversation. End of story. And I'm gonna end it with that. And once again, reach back and give back, because somebody does need to hear from you. Somebody needs to hear your smile. Somebody needs to see your smile, hear from you, hear some kind words. It may be a prayer, a few dollars, bottle of water, a few dollars most likely just ends it all for everything. You know what I'm saying? But don't worry about what they're going to do with that. Ain't your business. If the Spirit is placing upon your heart to do something for someone while they're in that presence right then and there, do it. And let it go and go on about your business. Okay? Because the universe knows how to roll. We just need to roll with it. Boop. Now, God loves you, and God loves me too. God loves everybody under the tree. And get with a big back patty whack. Give your God some praise, because God has kept all of us, LGBTQ, heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, transsexual, nanosexual, all of these days. I just want you to know that. God, dog, bird, ant, he done kept us all. Anything that lives, God is in it.
Put them thumbs up.
Like,
if you like this, if you like the conversation today, throw them thumbs up.
And if you ain't subscribed or following, what you waiting on?
Peace.
I'm just saying.
Tone, the conversation was excellent, brother. I appreciate you and your knowledge and your point of view and all of that. And I want you to know that. But and if your friend felt like I slighted because I didn't want to come back and keep retorting on the conversation and on that point, it's because I wanted to de-escalate it because I saw where it was going. So that's why I didn't come back in, because I didn't want to get into an argument with him.
If you want me to resend it to you, I will. But I already broke down that the original post didn't say what you thought it said, because you thought your first comment was about a book, and it was saying we shouldn't acknowledge the parents.
But guess what? We ain't gonna.
Oh no! See that? No, that's not.
Yes, if you want me to send it, I
can send it. I just said, we ain't gonna go into that right now. We in that. Look, I want to get to the comment real quick.
We'll talk all. We ain't got to be on the show to talk, Tony. I got your page,
Back
man.
to Genesis.
I'll holler at you. Let T run her show.
with his
I'm
daddy.
out.
Wow. Don't be the manipulator. God is good. Cool with fellas. Love me some women, period. Exactly, Turk. I agree, Turk, Yvette said. Wellness said, exactly, Turk. Yvette said, just don't bring that crap to my kids. Let me love my child regardless. Just don't force my kids unless they make that choice. And Yvette said, right, general conversation. End of story. Hijack, bingo. And Queen Shay say, T, get to the doctor. Y'all, I'll see y'all later. I got 13 minutes. Bye.
And tomorrow we'll be
Bye,
in the
y'all. We gotta
garden.
go at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on In My Element with Neela and my co-host Randall Turk Ray. Bam.
In the garden.
Peace.
Peace.
In the garden.